travelers, and welcome to the Horror Greenbook, the channel that takes you from coast to coast and con to con. I am your travel guide, Brendon, bringing to you another live watch party here in the scary sanctuary, lucky number 34, or 34 for Friday the 13th. This will be the 2009 remake, which is a very interesting remake. We'll talk about that as we get along further on into the show. But hey, what's going on, Papa Goss? We got Papa Goss in the house. What's going on, Josh? That's right. Make sure to smash that like button, travelers. Hey, what's going on, Bumper? Hey, it's a great night for a live watch party. Hang out with everyone. You can bring me to the front of Patricia Arquette's line. Yes. Speaking of that, amazing announcement today. An announcement I was looking forward to. There was a bit of a hint going on within the horror convention community. I mentioned it last year when Patricia had joined to get representation for horror conventions, and I'm like, okay, she's signing with the big dogs with Sean and everything. So I'm like, okay. So needless to say, when her schedule will allow for it, she would be showing up to a convention near us. So needless to say, as a Friday the 13th fanboy, a diehard Fred head, I was waiting patiently for the news of Patricia's first convention appearance. Um, I looked and she was signed on for like a film fest, and that was getting in the right direction, but it wasn't quite a horror convention. So, needless to say, when the announcement was made with one of the convention management companies that I follow on Facebook, that a big announcement that a lot of fans was waiting for was about to happen. Needless to say, all the fanboys were like, okay, hopefully this is Patricia. And lo and behold, earlier today it was announced on Texas Frightmare's website that Patricia Arquette will be making her first ever convention appearance at this year's Texas Frightmare. So I am extremely happy to be one of the first people to obtain her autograph at a convention. So I'm going to wake up super early to make sure that I'm in her line, and I can't wait. This is going to be something I've been looking forward to for a long time, finally meeting this woman. Um, After her, the big get that I would need to get on my poster would be Lawrence Fishburne's autograph, and I missed out barely on his autograph when they were doing send-ins by an autograph company. I think it was Mintic, most likely. So, but those are the breaks, guys. You win some, you lose some. I'm hoping that I will get Lawrence's autograph sooner than later with a future send in. I definitely have an alert set up for Lawrence's autograph send ins. But we got Happy Toys and Collectibles in the house. What's going on, Donovan? Yeah, I know. That was announced as well with Sandy King. Definitely looking forward to seeing her at the convention as well. It has some big announcements. Yeah, it's been something that's been in the works for a year now. So I'm glad that it has finally come to fruition. Now let's just hope that she makes the con. The announcement is one thing, but them actually making it to the convention is another. Yeah, we got Demented in the house though. What's going on, Brian? Looking forward to chatting with you a little bit later on in the week, buddy. Me and yeah, you're right, Josh. Mintic, yes. Mintic. Yeah, you're right, Josh. People have been waiting for her for forever. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Bumper. I'm hoping she will have the at least the go the ticket with the queue. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, exactly, Demented. You're gonna have to get that too, buddy. You're gonna have to have it on deck. Yeah, yeah. I think he had a. Yeah, I'm hoping he definitely does more of them. Like, I definitely need Lawrence on my Dream Warriors poster, and I will be pretty content. Hey, we got Tony in the house. Triple T. Yeah, most definitely. Whenever I hear about Lawrence's signing, that's going to be a huge announcement. I have to let the GBG know about that. Yeah, guys. Hopefully, yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm just being real, Brian. You know how it is, man. You know how it goes, man. But I'm trying my best not to go ham in regards to getting signatures with Patricia because I'm pretty sure she's going to show up at other conventions later on in the year. A major one will be Scarefest. You know, it's one of the biggest conventions. Well, they proclaim that they are the biggest horror convention in the United States. And with a lot of the Dream Warriors cast already being announced for them appearing in Lexington, Kentucky later on this year, I'm very sure they will be announcing Patricia sometime soon as well. It just makes total sense. If her schedule's free, I'm pretty sure she's going to be announced for that one. So if she is announced for that one, then I'll probably go and get something else signed for from her then, because I got to spread the wealth, guys. I still got to get the Evil Dead cast. I have to get their signatures. I still have to get Bill Duke's signature. Those are the absolute musts. But the thing is now, Patricia Arquette is now the number one must get out of everyone that's there. So I'm gonna most definitely on Friday get there super early. I'm gonna already have my ticket, on hand from Thursday from Will Call. That's one of the best things about Texas Frightmare. You have the ability to pick up your tickets for Will Call on Thursday. You have it already in hand, and you can just go ahead and line it up early on Friday. So she's the main get for me. Other than that, of course, I'm going to get Bruce Campbell, the rest of the Evil Dead cast, and Bill Duke. So we'll see how it is. Well, probably the biggest as far as vendors, but as far as like guest wise, that guest list at Scarefest was pretty massive. Like over 100 guests. That was massive. And the sheer amount of people there, that was a huge amount of people. So I'm looking forward to seeing Monster Palooza and comparing. And I think after I do Monster Palooza, I'll actually do my favorite horror conventions that I've been to, at least my like top five list. And I'm going to base it on different, criteria. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be an eventful, upcoming few weeks. I have like Living Dead Con. I can't forget about that. I'm going to finally see the Monroeville Mall. Man, guys, it's going to be a fun year here on the Horror Greenbook. So if any of you guys aren't a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You do not want to miss out on the fun that we have planned. We have a lot of stuff planned, guys. Also, hit that like button if you're just joining in. It's going to be a blast. Hey, speaking of GBG, we got Vero in the house. Vero, we are going to have so much fun at Texas Frightmare. I can't wait. So we are definitely going to do it up like Texas does. I'll be down to get my prayer of Roller Boys. Yeah, yeah, man. Exactly, man. She's been in so much good stuff, man. Like great stuff. And for an Academy Award winner, I'm always down for getting Academy Award winning signatures. I think, well, from the grapevine, it's been rumored that her autograph will be around $80. So I'm assuming for the selfie combo at the table, because it was rumored that she will also do selfies at her table, and not necessarily just only photo ops. So I'm thinking it will be 100 for the combo. Great deal, guys. So I'm totally ready for a great Texas Frightmare. Meeting like literally one of the celebrities that's at the top of my must meet list um, in horror, and it's cool that the autograph is pretty affordable, especially for an Academy Award winner. Like I said, if I'm not mistaken, um, I think it was the same for. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me double check. I think it was around the same for Marissa Tomei when I heard that she was doing cons, and also, give me a second, and also for Mira Sorvino. I believe her autograph as well was around the same. You want to go for a third year in a row? I just don't know if it's going to work out. Hey, man, I'm sending you the best of luck, man. I'm hoping so. Like, really, really hoping so that you'll be able to make it down, man. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, for real, Bumper. Like, to get Marissa at a convention and to meet her, to obtain her autograph. Yeah, that's a great deal for 100 for the photo and the autograph. And if you just want the autograph, it's just 80. Very convention friendly. Yeah. Meryl's like about 100. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So Meryl was about 100, I believe. Yeah, I believe Marissa was around the same. So it's been dope. No, I don't have VIP, but the good thing is I have press. So that does enable me to get in a little bit earlier than some people. And the good thing is, I also have good friends that have consignment businesses at Texas Frightmare. So, um, if need be, I can actually hang out with them and meet the celebrity then while they're loading up and getting the autographs and such. I have two buddies that will be at Frightmare that have consignment businesses, and also I can always just hand it off to them. I mean, paying them 20, 25 bucks, to obtain an autograph is a small price to pay, for that bird in the hand. Speaking of which, guys, we're gonna get the movie started soon. I've just been yapping, but I've just been so excited about this news, guys. It's huge. If any of you guys know me, you know I'm a Fredhead. You know I'm a huge Dream Warriors fan. This is my favorite movie out of the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So, I mean, I'm just beaming with excitement. Yeah, can't beat that. Have to get there 4:38. Yeah, for real. I had to get there like super early. But that's one of the things. Network, and a little bit of luck. Hey, happy and pop. Come on down and grab Lori too while you're at it. Make the trip down. Exactly. Have another meet up with the GBG guys. Hang out. No, not yet, but I'm definitely gonna do that bumper. I've had some stuff in mind for it. $80 a sheep, and that's two buckets of eight pieces. Yeah, exactly. Especially how expensive it's getting now. Yeah, you know it, Vero. You know it exactly. I'm definitely taking exhaust. Well, I'm definitely exhausting every single resource to get that autograph early. So she's going to be my first one to grab. Yeah. So the cool thing is, I have connections. I have need be if someone needs to stand in line for me, obtain a ticket, vice versa, yada yada yada. That's the great thing about being a local and just meeting so many people, and having people that know you're such a fanboy of that film. So, needless to say, I've gotten quite a few text messages and emails and messages on Instagram and Facebook about, hey, did you hear about Patricia? And I'm like, Did I? So I'm very very happy about that, guys. Needless to say, I'm gonna have to get that autograph early and celebrate so that I can go to Charlie Band's Friday screening and hopefully grab some beer from the keg and celebrate early. See, that's why you need to be there, Tony, so that we can demolish Charles Band's keg at Texas Frightmare. All right, guys, let's start the film at 50 past the hour. Of course, we will be showing Friday the 13th, 2009. So, guys, go ahead and get queued up. Of course, the link is pinned in the comments. But before we do that, I have something very important to get to, guys, because we have a little bit of GBG family news. Of course, it's been announced, guys, that GBG family member Captain Spaulding, him and his family are kind of going through some things right now, dealing with his mother-in-law's health. So, you know, living in America nowadays, that stuff costs, guys. Health, anything. If you get a cold right now, it costs a lot. So that's why a lot of people hold off going to the hospital and such. But this is an instance where, you can't help it. She needs care. So I wanted to go ahead and put in the link, guys, for Captain Spaulding's GoFundMe. So give me a second here. So, if you guys don't mind sharing the link, because as we do here, as we've mentioned before, we are a family here, and we always try to support each other. So, even if it's just a couple of bucks, it goes a long way. Even if you're unable to, pay now, maybe you get paid later on. It goes a long way, guys. So we always try to help each other. We're family. Captain Spaulding's such a stand-up guy, and it's cool that even with him and his family going through so much, sometimes he falls through to take his mind off of what I would assume is a lot of stress and anxiety right now. So, Captain Spaulding, we're thinking of you, brother. We're wishing you and your family the best of luck. We're sending you plenty of great energy, and we're gonna have fun tonight. Wishing you were here with us, buddy. So, guys, with that being said, go ahead and make sure you're queued up. We are less than 2 minutes away from the start of Friday the 13th, 2009, guys. This is a very polarizing remake. And, for good reason. It's not a perfect remake, but it is what it is. But I will say, though, the first third of the film is spectacular. That opening third, if only they could have kept up that same energy. But hey, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this film. There's a lot of fun quotes with this. So I absolutely can't wait to enjoy this with you guys. Yeah, that's right. Hang in there, Cap. Yes, sending tons and tons of love. You don't think you've seen this, Tony? Oh man, it has its moments. It's something that it's not a perfect flick, but it's definitely something that I recommend everyone at least see once. It's a notable remake for sure. I mean, whether or not you're going to enjoy it after that first third, it depends on the viewer, honestly. All right, guys, hit play, but it's fun though. Good old New Line Cinema intro. I love the red start to this. And then of course Paramount. You gotta have that connection there. But I will say though, as a Freddy fanboy, I'm very jealous of this remake because the remake we got, I mean, I won't say that you couldn't pay me to watch it again, but I will say that you will have to pay me a hefty amount to watch it again. This is a way more enjoyable watch than the Nightmare remake. Hey, that's also bumper, man. That's what GBG family's for, man. I'm sure Captain will definitely appreciate that, man. Yeah, and one thing I do like about this one is there's actual nudity in this. This is in the spirit of Friday the 13th. Yeah, guys, like even if you can't donate, share the link. It's an interesting Mrs. Voorhees. I've always thought. Hey, that's what's up, Tony. Yeah, that's what I said, man. I mean, I know times are hard for everyone. So, I don't want anyone feeling bad if, they're unable to, contribute. You know, if you can at least share, that would mean the world to, not only him, but to me as well, because I always like to preach that we're a family in the GBG. So, if you're able to do that, that goes a long way. But, if you're able to throw a couple bucks into the pot, that's always much appreciated for sure. And I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, you're right, Josh. That's what makes it fun. Like we got none of that fun in the Nightmare remake. Yeah, and that's why I said I love the first 20 minutes of this because it really reminds me of like Friday the 13th part like 3 and 4 where they're doing the recaps and everything's just flowing so quickly. Yeah, for real, guys. I'm the same way, guys. If I'm down to my last $2, I'll at least give you, a good 50 cents of that. I'm going to give you something out of it. I'll tighten up the belt buckle. Yeah, like the first 20 minutes of this is so fun. I love how they really went through like the first three. They really remade the first three films in this first 20 minutes, and those were some of like my favorite moments of part three and part four were the recaps. Cause of course, because not everyone owned those films on VHS. They weren't showing on TV all the time. Yeah, the sleeping bag scene. Yeah, and every time I think of this film, I think of like perfect nipple placement. That's like an epic line. Yeah, 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 for real, bumper. I feel like Charlie right now. This is pretty much a little bit of both because I mean they're not just remaking the first film; they're technically remaking the first three films. So it's kind of like a remake and a reimagining. This is another one of those films that would have been like really fun to act in. Like, even though there are things in this film that I do not like, I've seen this way more times than the Nightmare remake, and that's a shame. I think they paid more respect to the actual original, and that's why you see actual fans of the 2009 remake. That's why Derek Mears has a career and he can go to conventions. And I love how also this film, even though it's a 2000s film, they remembered the 80s ness of it. Like, they weren't trying to be politically correct. Yeah, I love Derek. Derek's such a nice guy. That's why I love seeing him at conventions and his panels. He has some very cool stories. Yeah, I love seeing this part in the Hatchet movie that he's in. What is that? I think it's that Hatchet 3 or is that Hatchet 2 that Derek Mears is in? Someone fact check that for me. It's thorough. I do watch one too many episodes of Survivor Man or Man versus Wild with Bear Grylls. Hatchet 3. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's probably Hatchet 3 because the way of the flow of the films. I'm like, I think Derek shows up in 3. It's such a fun film though, especially this first 20, 25 minutes. You think Friday the 13th will be the next piece you'll work on? That's a good one to get. That's what I'm really slacking on. I don't really need to work on my Friday the 13th autographs, especially with Laura passing. Like I'm very fortunate to have her signature. With her being one of the first horror celebrities that I've met in doing this. I met her actually before I started doing YouTubing, but I was very glad to meet her because I always loved Tina in Part Seven. Like the New Blood used to come on television like all the time on like USA. So I probably like that was probably the first Friday the 13th film that I saw as a kid. I'm pretty sure it was Part Seven. It was either Part Seven or Part Five because those are the ones that showed on TV like relentlessly. All right, guys, I've just reached my first commercial. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, the same with Charles Cypress as well. Like Charles was such a sweet guy. Like, like whenever me and my son watch Halloween, we always talk how cool it was to meet Charles Cyphers and how he remembered my son's name, and that's it's just those moments with those celebrities mean like the world. And these are memories that you just carry on with us. Like even when I'm gone, my son's gonna say, "Hey, you know that Halloween movie? I met that guy who played Sheriff Brackett." You know, And my son absolutely loves PJ Souls. Like she was like so awesome with my son. So I love those moments, guys. You know, I try to meet as many of these celebs as possible. Speaking of breasticles, we're working on that here. Oh, there we go. For everyone that needs a timestamp, we are at shy of 10 minutes, right at 10 minutes now. With the baby oil comes out. No Diddy. Yeah, same with Gunnar Hansen. Man, I never got a chance to meet Gunnar. That's another huge regret of mine. Never getting a chance to meet Gunnar. Yeah, my friend Montavious, he actually saw Charles, I think, at Phoenix. I think that was the one that you may have been at as well, Bumper. Man, that's so crazy though. Yeah, because that was the last appearance that at least I know of him being there. I didn't know he was best friends with Tom Atkins. Wow, that's an interesting tidbit to know, man. Very cool. Yeah, for real, Josh. Yeah, because it's one of those moments as a dad, man, and as if your kid comes up and has this love for horror that you share, as a parent, it just makes it so much better. Like for instance, like those moments we're gonna talk about when he grows up. He's gonna talk about it to fans. Like, oh yeah, I met Charles Cyphers when I was a kid. I have a picture with him. There you go. Cool. That's another thing I love about the multiple generations of fans going to a horror convention. That's why I'm so glad that Memphis actually has a horror convention now. That I think they're 1 or 2 years in now. Yeah, I love Sackhead Jason in his appearance right here. But I'm also glad for the Memphis one because I hope to get the opportunity to go this year, and I'll be able to take my mom. So it'll be a very cool three generations of horror fans in the family getting together and enjoying a convention. Because she's getting older, and I know she's not going to want to hang out all day. So it'll probably want to be one of those things where we'll take her on like a Sunday when it's like super chill. I've gotten like all the footage that I need to get, and I just want to enjoy the day with her. Yeah, for real, man. Because not only is that an experience for just me to enjoy that with my mom, who's the reason why I love horror, but an experience for him and her to have together because we don't get a chance to, see her as often, being like 7 hours away. Well, at least Jason keeps his house a bit cleaner than some people I've seen. Just needs a little elbow grease in there. A little Bob Ross. Just put a little painting up here and there. For those of you that have seen this film, when was the first time that you saw Friday the 13th, 2009? And those of you that haven't seen it, let me know that you haven't seen it. I know Tony said he hasn't seen it. I saw this when it came out on rental. You saw it in theaters, Bumper? Nice. Same here, Josh. I caught it on rental. I think at that point I was kind of remaked out at that point because they were coming on like so fast and so furious. So I'm a bit sad that I actually missed out on this in theaters because this would have been a very cool experience. But I'm very glad I missed out on Nightmare. I just had a feeling that was not going to be good. I just had a bad taste in my mouth. And it's sad though because I really like Jackie Earl Haley. Jackie deserved a lot better. I think Jackie would have done very respectable if he had a great script. You saw it in theaters also, Donovan? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought about of Happy with where he makes a sackhead Jason appearance and he rushes that dude and I'm like, oh yeah. I love how absurd like this first like 20-25 minutes is. Yeah, for real. I mean, Jackie really deserved better. Like, and it's sad though because when he was casted, I held out a glimmer of hope. I'm like, okay, well, at least they got someone I could kind of see, you know, him doing something very interesting with Freddy because I loved his portrayal of Rorschach in The Watchmen. You know, Watchmen, one of my favorite graphic novels of all time. You know, for the longest time, it was thought that Watchmen was something that was unfilmable, and Jackie Earl Haley is one of the best things about that movie. So I was hoping that was going to at least translate to Nightmare, but lo and behold, that wasn't the case. Yeah, exactly. Academy Award nominee. Exactly. There was definite hope, but the writers and producers dropped the ball. Man, I tried. I tried it myself. Like even to this day, I haven't made it fully through the Nightmare remake. I tried to make it when it came out on. I caught it like on like Showtime, like back in like maybe like let's see, maybe 2012 ish, and nope. I made it like maybe like 15 minutes in, and I was like, I can't do this. This isn't good. But I will say, watching other YouTubers recaps of the Nightmare remake are way more entertaining than the movie will probably ever be for me. So it's the same for you, Tony. So yeah, man, it was hard. It was hard to make it through. Yeah, I love that sleeping bag kill. Funny story about the one and only time you watched the Nightmare remake. I was dating a girl at a talent agency I was part of, and we watched it in my basement. Let's just say we didn't watch that. Yeah, there are probably way more interesting things to do than watch that Nightmare remake. So let's just say you probably didn't watch much. That's for sure. I mean, you didn't miss much. That's the spirit, pop. Yeah, man. Like to be honest, I mean, you got the Nightmare remake showing right here, paint drying right there. Nightmare remake, paint drying. Now, I may end up picking the Nightmare remake, but paint drying is gonna make it damn hard. That's some top notch entertainment right there. Yeah, you're right, Happy. Don't waste no time with that movie, man. Freddy versus Jason. When I saw that, I was just, yeah. You know what? I wish I saw Freddy versus Jason in theaters. I've only seen Freddy versus Jason one time, and I wish I saw it in theaters. That would have been a very, very fun experience. But I'm not a huge fan of Freddy versus Jason. I think they made it 10 years too late, but you can see the fun that they were having, especially Robert England. Robert England is having an absolute blast in his last official time playing Freddy. You wish they didn't have Kelly? I didn't mind Kelly in there. Kelly's the least of the worries of that film. But I see what they were going there with that one. They were trying to get some cheap celebrity buzz around that, trying to get a little bit of a push. They didn't need it. Yeah, that's what it was. That fight scene, the everything that it was building up towards with that was like, okay, we finally get what we're wanting here. Like that, just good old Godzilla versus King Kong. Or they're going at it. Yeah, I feel you on that, Tony. I totally feel you on that. That's definitely how it is. Like it's totally like with Brandy and I still know what you did last summer. It's just like, yeah, that's Brandy. Yeah, that fight scene's fun. Like that's the highlight. I mean, if they could have did everything like that for the entire film, I would have loved it. I just wish they would have got like WWE writers to like do something in regards to like building up that tension. That would have been like super cool. Yeah, they were supposed to have alternate endings. Yeah, exactly. That would have been fun. I wish, yeah, I totally wish they would have gone that route too. That would have made for a fun experience. You know, they would have made more money, but I can also see people being a bit pissed because they're wanting to see the showing where Freddy wins, and they've been just getting the ones where Jason wins. So I can see people being a bit like, man, what's going on with this? You know? So they'll probably have to find some way of like tipping people off on which ones to go to. It would be like how people are with like the NECA blind boxes. How some people got like the same identical boxes. It's so crazy. They did a good job with the characterization with these people in the film. They really leaned into the tropes and actually updated them just a little bit. Sure, Tony. Let's see. We are at 24 minutes and 25 seconds. Yeah, would have had people coming back or going out to the theaters. Yeah, for sure. I mean, gotta have some experimentation, you know. Man, I love how the guys from Supernatural tried their best with being, you know, leading men in horror films. Because the other guy was in what film was the other guy in? Was it the My Bloody Valentine remake? Which one was it? I'm trying to remember. Was it Valentine, My Bloody Valentine? It's gonna come to me, guys. Another fact check for the GBG. Yo, that's crazy. That's cool, Tony. I bet that was an awesome experience for your friend. And she got to meet Robert England. Yo, that's dope, man. Yeah, man, I'm always happy for people to meet Robert. I'm hoping I can meet him at Arizona this year. But we'll see how that goes. She was nervous. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I was a bit nervous as well. And it was crazy because I was cool the entire time I was in line, and it's just like the closer I got to him, like you could see him, and you're just like, okay, there he is, and you just see him chatting with fans and how good he is with fans, and you see him scribbling and doodling and stuff like that on some of these posters and such, and it's just like, yeah, this is gonna be an awesome experience. So he was dope, great guy, like such a people person. He's really a talker. He is 100% a talker. He's not one of those guys where you ask him about something, where you're just like, hey man, how was it working with this person, and you just get a, oh well, it was fine, it was a job, I can't say anything bad about him. No, Robert's going to tell you everything about that experience. He's going to say, oh well, how it was working with that person. One thing I noticed that they really enjoyed drinking this type of coffee, and I asked them like, all right, what is it about this particular type of coffee? And then Robert will go into this entire diatribe about this particular type of coffee, and it's this whole story about being on set, and then next thing you know, you're just like 7 minutes later, you just got like this very cool Robert England story wrapped around just like a just very generic answer. I mean, very generic question, So Robert definitely gives you your money's worth, and I can imagine that with it being like $125 or whatever his autograph is right now, how much more value that same experience was when it was down to like 25, 30, $40. But I love that about him. So that's why I always shell out the money to for Robert. He deserves it. And I definitely believe I mean, he doesn't need the money for it, but it's one of those things where you just know that he's just building a nice little nest egg for his wife, because she helps him a lot. Whenever you're sending in items to get signed by him, in most cases, if you're corresponding online, it's with her who you're corresponding with. So, I'm all for supporting him and his wife, and making sure that they're comfortable, especially for her. If he goes before her. Yeah, you're right, Josh. He does talk to everyone like you're a best friend, and that's why it's so cool to see Robert at a convention and he's hanging out in the lobby, just vibing. So I'm very excited for it. I can't wait for Arizona. Arizona's going to be lit. The first time I was in Arizona for a convention, he was at Mad Monster Party as well. So it's gonna be glad to it's gonna be good to go back again, and not only that, but Days of the Dead's gonna be going on that same weekend. Bumper's gonna be there. AB's gonna be there. Tony's probably gonna be there. There's gonna be most likely my good friend Dave, who designed the logo for our channel. Um, he's gonna be there, so it's gonna be awesome. An awesome experience with you guys, and I can't wait. It's gonna be a lit year to meet up with GBG members. You never met him though? Yeah, you gotta meet him. You've had Six Love signed by him? Yeah. I mean, that's the great way of doing it, man. That's why I tell people, like, don't wait around to get his signature. Go ahead and send in your stuff. Get the signature in hand. If he ever comes around to a con for you, either pay for VIP so that you're guaranteed to meet him, or just shell out the money for the photo op. Because other than that, you're just taking a gamble meeting him. Either that, or you better wake up butt crack early and get in line and just wait. And even if you're waiting that early for that long, still going to be a worthy experience. I've never seen anyone come back from meeting Robert England and saying that it sucked. Your club is the next thing you want him to sign. I have a steel book signed by him the first time you met him. You have a consignment company getting him a poster. Oh, you get okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, man. I really do need to get a glove signed by him. I really, really do. I I'm working on getting all of my posters signed by him, but I really need to get one of my gloves signed by him. I only have two gloves. I have a part two and a part three glove. I need to get an original and a part four glove, but we're gonna work our way up to them, guys. Like I want to get the NECA ones, but I also want to get some custom ones that are made by some glove designers that I've seen that make some very screen accurate ones. Um, I'm really happy that the company that does the screen accurate designs for Friday the 13th and for Halloween and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they're finally doing some screen accurate ones for Nightmare on Elm Street. So I can't wait to see those in person. I'll most likely see them in person at the next. I know they show up at Creep Icon and Horror Hound. I should be able to see it at Creep Icon if I don't make Horror Hound this year because of Silver Scream Con. Yeah, definitely bumper. Get there super early, brother. Yeah, exactly. Just have his auto on a dollar bill. You looked up when you met him because it was at yeah. So everyone's there for the Walking Dead people. Yeah, that's the best time. If you get Robert Englund at a huge Comic Con, like it's Steel City Con or something like that, where people are there for a bunch of other celebrities. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a great time to rack up. Yeah, but wishing you the best of luck, Bumper, for real, man. But you're gonna get it. I know you're gonna get it, man. Yeah, you're right, Happy. I have seen that about the original NECA one with the hand display. Yeah, because I've seen the comparison videos between that one and the one from it's that Rubies, I believe. Yeah, and they were comparing the stands. I noticed that one about the NECA stand. You going home on Friday, Bumper? Nice, nice. You're almost done, man. Yeah, I know Bumper's ready to get back. This chick was so cute. Yeah, exactly. Just not playing any games. Just like, all right, let's get up early, post, and I really need to buy one of those convention chairs where it's like a stool, and you can just like lift it up, and it's like super light and compact. Wood chipper. That's a very ominous shot. Gratuitous wood chipper. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Like playing wood chipper is just one of those things I've always wanted to do in life. Just throw all types. Just like it is just one of those things where you're just like, man, this is too deadly, but this is fun. Yeah, and you don't want to break the whip ass machine. Mommy fart. The writing in this is so funny though. Provide him with a tent. Hey, that's something though. That's a contribution to the GBG obtaining our goals. That dude was hilarious. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, this is such a fun setup. Like, and I love how it really grabbed a little bit of the first four. Like the first three are the first like 20 minutes of the film, and then you get a little bit of part four, but not really. It's close enough to make you think, oh, okay, well, it got a little bit of the, oh, I'm searching for mine, da 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 da. You know what? That would be quite the picture. Tony and Vero both resting their heads on Bumper's shoulder. And then the funny thing is, Bumper being so tall, so they're probably just like, that would be something we would have to get a picture of. But guys, I was something I was laughing about earlier today is me and the kiddo were talking about Patricia Arquette, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, you have a lot of Dream Warriors shirts." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wait a second, how many do I have?" And I'm thinking, I'm like, "Well, I know I definitely have three, but there's a chance that I have a fourth one." So I looked, and 4 different Dream Warrior shirts. So I'm gonna have to pick at least two, just in the case that I don't meet Patricia on the first attempt. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a table picture, but she's one of those people that I may actually get an actual photo op photo with, and I don't get many of those. So we shall see, guys. Like, I gotta see what my wallet's gonna look like, guys. Like, the wallet, I tried, guys. I tried to save. I tried, and I thought Texas Frightmare was gonna be like one of those ones I could skate by pretty good with, because it's just like, okay, Bruce Campbell's probably gonna be the most expensive autograph that I would have to pay for. The cast of Evil Dead, Bill Duke, good. And then they announced Patricia Arquette. Well, first they announced Sandy King because I got news about Sandy King, like, when that was announced. And I'm like, okay, because Josh sent me information about that. And then Patricia. And then I saw Rosanna was announced as well. And I love, Desperately Seeking Susan, Pulp Fiction, David Cronenberg's Crash. I love Crash. Such a sick film. So I'm gonna probably have to shed some money for her as well, because it's just like, well, I'm not sure if Patricia and Rosanna are gonna, come together for future conventions. So I definitely want to get Rosanna on something. So it's just like, oh man, it's always something. So I was thinking about maybe getting her to sign my Crash DVD. I'm not sure. We'll see. Oh no, I'm definitely gonna be there, man. That's already solidified. I'm just talking about making time for those autographs and making money for those extra ones. But we're gonna make it work, though. Gonna make it look like the head detective from In Living Color. Oh, now you're good, Josh, man. We need everyone's input and help, because a lot of stuff sometimes slips through the cracks for me. So sometimes you guys let me know about certain conventions or certain things going on around my way that I knew nothing about. So I really appreciate all of you guys' help. Like, seriously. Yeah, for real, Bumper. Like, if Cronenberg really shows up to a con one of these days, I would definitely make a special trip for it if I could make it work. He's one of those ones for sure. Ooh. Um, let's see. I forgot the name of it. Um, which one it is? It's maybe like 10 minutes away from Matt Munster. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if I could pull it up from here. I think it may have been Comfort Inns and Suites, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. I can't remember exactly what the price was. I used points on it, so it was something affordable. Let me see. Because I had it set up. Glendale. Hold on. Okay. It was Spring Hill Suites. I knew it was one of the suites, but yeah, it was Spring Hill Suites. But I'm still debating because I may actually cancel that reservation because I really like the Clarendon. That was a pretty cool hotel. I like its pretty swanky vibes. But I'll see how I feel. I want to go ahead and book one that was pretty close, but I may actually do something different. We'll see. Bumper, he was supposed to be at Frightmare Weekend right after COVID and cancel. I hope they reschedule. Yeah, man, I remember that. I remember when that happened, Josh. But we'll see. Did they give you a discount for being a convention for a hotel room? No, no, I don't get any discounts for that. I just use my points, my travel points for my credit cards. Well, depending on the cost of hotels. I follow almost every convention, so when I see an announcement, especially a big, yeah, man, for real. Oh, the Monsterpalooza hotel. Oh yeah. Well, in regards to the Monsterpalooza hotel, I'm staying a little bit further away. I'm just gonna go with the same hotel that I went with at Creep Icon. It's about like maybe 30, 35 minutes away from where Monsterpalooza will be. And depending on traffic, it may shoot it up to about 50 minutes. So, not too bad. I'm used to driving a distance out here in Texas, so we'll sit a little bit longer in traffic in order to save a few bucks, especially with Frightmare, Monsterpalooza, and then Living Dead Con back to back to back weeks. So it's going to be an interesting one, guys. I can't wait for it. Timestamp 44 minutes and 52 seconds, Tony. Yeah, man, definitely. You'll be staying by CreepyCon's hotel too for Muscaloosa. Yeah, for real. I mean, it's just going to be a bit more affordable. I mean, and I don't mind a bit of a drive, and especially since I'm planning on most likely driving around in SoCal anyway, I won't mind it. If I wasn't going to have a rental car, then I would have tried to have done something a bit closer. So it is what it is. Oh, pray for my wallet with all those back-to-back cars. Yeah, I know, Vero. Thank you so much. And the thing is, there's a chance that I may be adding another one onto that because I'm really, really, really wanting to make Spooky Empire in June, and I think that's the week after. I think that's the week after Living Dead Con, or the week after the week after. So I love these kills right here. Those are pretty fun. But yeah, I'm just weighing out options. If I'm able to make Spooky, I really want to meet Danny Elfman and get his autograph. So I'm trying to see if I could possibly make it without having to send in some items to have my buddy get signed. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Daggermears look pretty cool as a Jason. Pretty cool, imposing Jason. What is you guys' favorite Jason? From which one? I'm not meaning like Kane Hodder or all the different actors. I'm meaning From which film is your favorite Jason? I like part two Jason, but I'm also a big fan of part three Jason. But part six is awesome. I mean, CJ Graham did great in part six. I love that kill. I mean, they got blood and boobs right there. Let's see. I may have an extra Danny Elfman auto to send your way that I got for cheap from OC Celebrity Marketing. Papa Goss, man, you're the man, brother. Man, how you're obtaining these autos, man? That's so cool, man. All these cool ways, and then the fact that you're just like, oh, I may have an extra one. Just like, wait, what? That's not something you just hear every day. So awesome, man. Hey, much appreciated, Josh. Corey Feldman. I mean, yeah. I mean, Corey Feldman technically is. I mean, hey, we got Matt in the house. What's going on, Matt? We're at 48 minutes and 43 seconds. You like five? You like Roy? Y'all like Roy. You like part eight, Jason? Jason Takes Manhattan. He looked very cool. That bottom of the lake look. Vera likes part six as well. Yeah, CJ looked pretty cool. I like just CJ like because he's big, but he was also like muscular. You know, he wasn't like too bulky, but he just had a nice frame on him. OC Celebrity is an awesome company that reps a lot of celebs, including being the main signing company for Tim Curry. Okay, nice, nice. So they're the ones that handle his signings. Very cool. Awesome, awesome. They typically have great deals though if you stick around their whatnot auctions. Snag two different Danny autos for $40 each. Wow, jeez. Now that's quite the deal. Definitely, definitely. You really thought part three was the quintessential look at Jason in your mind, but Lives is one of your tops. Yeah, like that's why I was like, I love part three. Is just one, just that classic like look. Like he looks so good. He never looked like that again. That mask was never that pristine ever again. You got Simpsons sheet music signed by him and a Batman 11 by 17 poster. Man, that's cool, man. Part two is your favorite just because that backhead is, yeah. I mean, backhead Jason, he just has a very cool look. You kind of wish that, he kind of would have stuck with it a little bit longer for a little bit, but I mean, hey, the hockey mask is perfect for that time. But yeah, I'll definitely remember that bumper. He's strong. That boy strong. Hey, Captain Spaulding, what's going on, man? We were just talking about you earlier, man. Hey, we totally understand you being busy, man. We know you're taking care of family and stuff, brother. We were literally just talking about that. But yeah, man, other than that, man, we hope you're doing well. We're sending our love to the family. Glad to have you stop through here, man, for however long you're able to hang out with us. And speaking of, man, like we're at 52 minutes and 11 seconds. If you want to catch up to us for Friday the 13th, 2009. You just shared his GoFundMe on your story on Instagram. Hey, man, salute, Josh. Hey, we're glad to hear that, Captain Spaulding, man. Hang in that, man. Hang in there, man. Stay strong, brother. Yeah, I mean, while this isn't a perfect remake, if I was a Friday the 13th fan, I'd be pretty satisfied with this. I mean, as a Freddy fan, what we got, I would be very satisfied if our movie matched the quality of this one. I mean, it wouldn't have beat the heavy hitters of the franchise, but it definitely would have been better than some of the weak points. Yeah, that's right, man. We're thinking about you, man. We were mentioning you earlier. So glad that you came through. Speak of the captain, and he appears. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's pretty tall. Because it's like him, the guy from Freddy versus Jason, and CJ are all pretty tall. I mean, between CJ, Derek, um, you could get let's see, who else? You got a James Jude Courtney. You can also get Tyler Maine, and let me see, what is the other dude's name? Doug Tate. You would have a pretty good starting five for horror movie slasher, a basketball team. the, all of those guys are good, like what, 6'7" and up, maybe 6'6" and up, I would think. So that's a good starting five. Just put up the eyes. UFC fight Saturday on Discord. Girl Valentina's fight. Hey, appreciate the super chat, Bumper. Thank you so much, man. And I always count on Bumper for supporting with the super chats. If I'm not mistaken, I should be able to make that work. I don't think there's anything that's going to keep me from being home. I don't think I have any. Well, I think there may be something, but I should be able to at least put up the stream by the time the main card comes on. So I'll double check with that, guys. Where did they film this at, guys? I love how this park is like pretty weird in a little bit. This part always like made me laugh. I think I may be able to make that work, Bumper. I love how they were like so incel right here because you have this girl right here. It's obviously enjoying herself. She's dancing. She has alcohol, and yet they are too afraid to say something to her. Like, come on, y'all. This is probably one of the parts that I was the most frustrated with. The woman in the yard. You know what? It was okay. Um, I love that the film was pretty controversial for the its like ending and its overall theme once the plot unfolds. So I like that part of it that it created a lot of dialogue, but it's an okay watch. I would say it's more mid than classic or trash. So if you want something that's pretty good to watch on streaming, it's one of those films that I would recommend watching on streaming services. They don't have In and Out there. It's one of the safe places. Okay, good. I wouldn't have to worry about In and Out there. I did hear something really interesting that Crystal will be having a franchise out here in Texas, so they're reestablishing franchises out here. Which is like, well, even though it's not White Castle, I do have an affinity for Crystal Burgers, being that I went to college in Chattanooga, where Crystal was founded, and they had the Crystal World Championships. So I did have the privilege of seeing Kobayashi perform and win a couple of times at those championships. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's okay. It's probably a more mid film. You know, I think how nowadays people are so stringent on like too happy to call everything like either a classic or trash. So I'm like, hey, sometimes the movie's neither a classic nor a trash film. Sometimes it's just mid. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with mid. Sometimes mid gets the job done. We can't have something, to get you where you need to be. Sometimes you can have fun with the mid. You tell some in and out. I'll be Jordan, but I'll be having a soda most likely. I like the trash on In and Out because I heard about In and Out Burger my entire life, being as someone that had never been on the West Coast and has like West Coast family. And by the time I moved out to Dallas, they were having their first franchises for In and Out here, and when I tell you, all the people who are originally from California or just from the West Coast in general, they went crazy. When I tell you guys, the line for In and Out was a good maybe hour when they first opened up, a good hour. And man, guys, me and the wife, we stood in line for In and Out when we first moved here, when they first opened up, and we were highly disappointed. But we did have the advisory from people that were just like it doesn't taste the same as out west, which I understand it happens, but I kept hearing the same thing from other people that were just like no, it's not the same. Whether it was the Vegas one, people were like no, and then people were like even on the West Coast in L.A. no, so I'm like no, it's just not for my palate. But I will say that the West Coast chain that I do like though, I love Fat Burger. Fat Burger is freaking amazing. Now that is a place that I will gladly have an assortment of burgers from for sure. Yeah, for real, Tony. Me and Tony just be hanging out in the parking lot like Jay and Silent Bob, goofing off. The lines are still long for him. Yeah, man. Look, they played the Santiago song here. Man, I bumped that Santiago album like crazy. Perfect nipple placement. You're customizing a Chris Higgins figure? Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. That's what I noticed when I finally checked out Fat Burger. I was like, okay, this is kind of like Five Guys. So I was like, okay. I mean, any place that Ice Cube was willing to hang out at in the morning, and I'm just like, all right. I mean, it's a part of the most epic day of all time. So if Fat Burger is a part of the most amazing day of all time, then I had to try it. And it did live up to my expectations. I was very pleased with Fat Burger. Dave's Hot Chicken. You know what? I have never had Dave's Hot Chicken as a Tennessean, but that's also because, when you're from Tennessee, there's tons of hot chicken places. So I'm more of a fan of like the local spots, the local off the beaten path spots. One of these days, I am going to try Dave's Chicken. They did actually open up a few Dave's Hot Chicken locations, and I've been a bit curious of trying them. You got the munchies. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Captain Spaulding. Man, I could go for like something to snack on as well. So like I think I could have like guacamole and like some chips in the pantry. So right after this, I may probably go into that. And actually, I think I got like some Teddy Grahams and some other stuff. So I'll definitely be indulging after this. Yeah, so the prices are high over there at Dave's Hot Chicken. See that? Yeah, that's the thing, man. See, in Nashville, I can find some spots to get some absolutely fantastic hot chicken for the low. Houston hot chicken is good. This is a pretty fun death too. I mean, very old school, very Kevin Bacon-ish. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, fast food's just been crazy. They're pricing us out of fast food. That's crazy, guys. We're gonna have to go to Soylent Green pretty soon. Good old Soylent Green. You're ordering some taco shop tonight. The Cinco de Drinko. Even though I'm, yeah, man, you gotta catch up, man. We need those other two T's, Tony. See, you're letting us down, man. But tomorrow is ladies' night, so it's gonna be awesome, guys. And we do have the selections for ladies' night, so I'm very excited for it, guys. So, guys, our films for ladies' night will be um, chosen by Vero and AB. Vero has chosen Tokyo Gore Police, a film that I have not seen before. So I am very, very excited to check out Tokyo Gore Police. I'm still deciding on whether or not we're going to do dubs or subs. Me personally, I'm a fan of subtitles. I prefer hearing the original language and just reading the subtitles, mainly because I read subtitles in closed caption anyway. So it doesn't matter to me. And plus, a bad dub can turn me off. But if you guys prefer dubs, I will show the dubbed version. So it just depends on what you guys would like with that one. And then AB has picked another film which I have never seen before, which will be Blood Tracks from 1985. So, guys, this is going to be a very, very fun ladies' night. We have two films that we have not seen before. So, guys, I'm very, very excited. We're going to have another great, disgraceful double features ladies' night. And the next week, I think we're just going to do next week also ladies' night as well. So, another double check. We'll have to see who will come through here. So, most likely it will be Lori. And most likely Ghosty, but Ghosty hasn't made an appearance in a while. I'll have to go ahead and send her a message just to see how she's been, see what she's been up to. I'm pretty sure she's just been busy with a bunch of work, so totally understand that. Gotta pay those bills. Have you guys seen Train to Busan? Yeah, I love Train to Busan. I need to see the sequel. I've seen the animated prequel. I really like the animated prequel. That was very cool. But I need to see Peninsula, the sequel. But yeah, Train to Busan is definitely one of my more favorite recent zombie films. Tony can't read or write when he becomes Triple T. Hey man, when you become a superhero, we all have our weaknesses. Triple T's is just phonics. It's phonics then. It's okay. Who needs to read or write when you become a superhero? For your phone's been, yeah. What type of phone you got, Tony? Was it is it Android? She's been working. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Get that hustle on. So I'll send her a message just to see what she's been up to. Um, I'll still even let her select, even if she can't be here. So that'd be pretty fun. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe tomorrow we'll see if Vero. I mean, not Vero. If Lori shows up. But if not, we'll detour and just adjust. Sure, no harm. Hey, this is the place to geek out on horror, Captain. That's what we're here for, man. This is your home and haven to geek out about whatever you enjoy about horror. So I love being able to talk horror with you guys. If I talk about Train to Busan or is prequel or Peninsula and how I still need to see it, most people will just be like, "What is he talking about?" Just like Peninsula, like what? The only peninsula I know is Florida. So to be able to just nerd out with you guys, I mean, it means the most to me, guys. Like seriously, like this is therapeutic to me. So to build these connections with you guys, week after week, it feels good. It's a Motorola, but something's been up with this owner. Saw that on Reddit. Using your backup prank phone call right now. Hey, sometimes it's like that, man. Using the burner. You guys bring some joy in my dark days. Thank you. Hey, no problem, Captain Spaulding, man. And you add to ours as well, man. Don't forget that, brother. It's like when you showed up and we saw your name, man, I couldn't help but smile, man. I was like, hey, Captain's in the house, man, because I know what you're going through, man. Like, I know it's rough, brother. So the fact that, you could show up and hang out with us, man, hey, man, that means a lot to me, man. That shows that we're doing something right here. Yeah, exactly. We got you, man. You're bad with the names of actors. Hey, hey, that's how it is sometimes, man. Hey, our memory gets affected by those things. Hey, it's a small price to pay, man. I mean, would I rather have a pristine memory or not deal with super high anxiety? Hey, memory. I'll catch you later, man. Pristine memory or not having the best appetite sometimes or not getting the best sleep sometimes. Hey, man. If I gotta say, hey, man, I forgot your name. What's your name again? Please forgive me. It's a side effect of my medicine. Yeah, exactly, Bumper. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, for real, man. You realize, I mean, when I was a kid, man, it was just like, hey, man, it's just a little 420. But as you get older, man, you realize, like, how much, it really is medicine and how science really proves that. And then not only that, but, you guys on the West Coast are so spoiled, man. I'm so envious of my friends that are in legalized states. It's just like, ugh. Texas, man. I love Texas. For better or for worse, Texas has its ups and downs. But I'm just like, man, if you guys could just do me that solid. You're the worst with first names, even your mom's birthday. Hey, man, sometimes it's like that, man. But I don't feel all that bad whenever I meet people that have worse memories than me. I'm just like, oh, okay. It's okay. Packing greens. Yeah, for real. Spalding. Hey, I feel you on that, Captain. Yeah, for real. Yeah, if they just let me buy a little something. But the cool thing is, at least it's decriminalized. I will take that. No one's trying to risk going to jail over, a quarter, or matter of fact, just an eighth. That would make you feel so bad if you just had an eighth on you and you go to jail on a Friday. Ooh, ooh, that's nasty. That's just nasty. Going to jail on a Friday over an eighth is wild. And I'm just glad that that's becoming less and less of a thing around the states. 38 two times a while back. Nice. Yeah, man. I've always wanted to go to Carlsbad Caverns, man. Hopefully, yeah, definitely. Hopefully, you enjoy that and let us know how that was, brother. Take some good pictures. It's like I'm not 43. Hey, sometimes it's like that. It's funny how sometimes it'll happen with different things. It'll probably be Tennessee. Texas will probably be forced to because they just know eventually on just how much money they're going to miss out on. Like, Texas has let every border state either legalize or, you know, um, set it straight to become medicinal. Tennessee, Tennessee would definitely probably be the last state in the union to do something like that. As a born and raised Tennessean, I can see that. Either that or Alabama. You went when you were a kid, and it was, oh man, yeah, I totally wanted to see Carlsbad Caverns. There's a shop down the road from you that doesn't ask for a card or anything. Well, happy. You may have to send me that information as a friend in a neighboring state. May have to take advantage of that. So yeah, you may have to hook me up with that information, brother. Yeah, man. Oh man, my Cali friends, man. Don't even get me started on Cali. Cali is just like a whole nother world. Like because my thing is like there's and I used to think it was I just thought it was like a stereotype. I thought it was just like this one thing where it's just like, oh yeah, Cali green. It's like, well, Cali's always been like that ever since I was a kid. Then I saw why, and I'm like, yeah, Cali's a vibe. So I love it. I y'all are spoiled out there for sure, man. Y'all out there in Cali, man. Yeah, exactly with Kentucky too. Yeah, like that Kentucky Tennessee region, and it's crazy because, but I think Kentucky will eventually get to it because they're so close up to Ohio and Illinois. Yeah, exactly. It's just a good problem to have out there, Tony. Like no one's stingy with it. And it's so crazy, man. Like you see people with like huge bags, like yeah, and you're just like, wait a second. And they're just like, oh, you need some? And just grab a whole big handful, just hand it out. You're just like, literally some of the best you've ever had in your life, and they're just like, oh, here you go, like it's nothing. As a matter of fact, they will downplay what they had right there. They be like, man, what this one? Trash, man. I don't even like this. Matter of fact, here, have the whole bag. Like, like man, what is going on? Why can't we have this? Man, yeah, man. I love you guys out there, man. You guys in those legal states, man. Spoiled, spoiled, spoiled. Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with the good old OG Kush. I'm still a fan of like some of the old strains that you don't even hear about anymore. I just love like hearing some of those names for just memory's sake. Like, oh, you don't even see that anymore. Like all my East Coast friends were really heavy into diesels. Like you don't see diesels anymore. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're going on, yeah, that's how they get the tourists, Captain Spaulding. Purple LSD. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whenever you come across something that you love and you just can't find it again, you have parents who just chucked it all into the crowd. Yeah, man, it's a special land out there in Cali, man. You're just like, wow, okay. You give away eighths and dabs. Yeah, I'm like, man, that's a good problem to have. And then the fact of just being able to grow in your house and not worry about the police kicking in your door, man, must be nice. Must be nice. And I love a good dab. Oh my gosh, I love a good dab. Or a nectar collector. Or a Puffco. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's funny, man. Like, the strains are just out of control nowadays. Like, I was just like, I just miss the super. I just miss the super easy income and just really like stuff that you can remember. Like, okay, White Widow, Blueberry, right, yeah, you can remember those. Yeah, okay, I can remember that. It's very easy. And then now all of a sudden it's just like super duper OG Kush mixed with blah 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 mixed with son of this, and you're just like, oh, okay, how's it smoking? Yeah, White Widow was awesome. Oh man, I miss a White Widow. In Vegas, I go to ones that's a drive-through, so you don't even have to get. Hey man, exactly. Y'all get innovative too, man. You got some that are just like, hey man, we actually sell snacks in here too. And you're like, wait a second, what? It's all types of random stuff. You're just like, yeah, man. We had this shit from here called P91, the OG strain, man. Oh yeah, train wreck, yeah, train wreck. That's what I'm talking about, Captain Spaulding, yeah. See, man, I miss all of that. The AK-47, all of those old school ones. See, now I'm showing my age because that's when we started to get a lot more of the strain names, but they weren't out of control yet. Little did we know how crazy it was gonna get. Like I was just glad to be getting stuff that wasn't, off a brick. Like when we were just getting like little popcorn nugs, oh man, we thought we were doing something then. You guys remember popcorn? Oh man. Thought I was doing something around like what, 2003, 2004, 2005. Because of Paway kids in 91, they got arrested in time with the strongest smoke. Oh wow. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's where I started to really, well, I smoked a bit in like middle school for a little bit, and then I took a break from it, and I didn't really get back into it until like college around like 2000, really about 2004 ish is when I really started to really consistently do it. And that's been a good 21-year run now, nonstop. I think what it was I had like a bad alcohol experience, and I'm like, you know what? Enough of this. Oh yeah, we're gonna vibe out, man. It's gonna be a blast bumper. I can't wait. Yeah, you're right, Tony, man. Popcorn. Hey, that was some good mid. That's what I tell people, man. All mid ain't bad. Mid got me through some very rough times. Oh man, mid had me smoking good for a while, guys. Been smoking since about 14. Yeah, I think my first time smoking was about 14. So I think it was about 98. Yeah, it was about 98, 99 when I first got stoned. I got super curious after watching Half Baked. Half Baked was such a fun movie. Like Half Baked was my weed movie. Like of course I had seen Friday, all the Cheech and Chong movies, all these other weed related films, but no film made me want to try it until Half Baked. Half Baked was just so funny. And ever since then, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And then I got that opportunity. And you know what's sad, guys? The Reagan era lied to us. The Reagan and Bush era did me dirty because let all of those PSAs tell me we were gonna have guys offering me stuff on the playground every single day. There's gonna be some guy offering me free samples. Hey, little kid, you want some of this? Never happened. We had some stingy dealers in Memphis. you're 16 for you happy? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I know for real. Thank goodness times have changed. Yeah, Abba Zaba, you're my only friend. I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon. Like, yeah, exactly. I always like seriously. Ask you can ask my son. He's 10 years old. He knows that his dad says, "Doctor said I need a bachiatomy at least 2 3 times a week." Because I definitely do need a bachiatomy. Oh man. Exactly, Tony. Doctor said I need a bachiatomy. I say that at least 2 3 times a week. Amongst numerous other half baked quotes. Ooh, you start with the Marlboro Reds. Ooh, the Cowboy Killers. Yeah, man. I had a cousin that smoked Marlboro Reds. Right near the beach. Boy. Oh, Clarence. Oh, I'm so sad I never got a chance to meet Clarence. He was awesome in that. And then Tales from the Hood. And then, going all the way back to being in the Mod Squad. Yeah, there's never a bad time for me to watch Half Baked. Half Baked was that movie now. I could totally see like teenagers in the 70s watching Up in Smoke and say, you know what, I gotta try that. That's how Half Baked hit for me. I had one of my buddies, my buddy Travis, who lived across the street. His uncle he had dubbed copies of Half Baked and a few other movies, Tales from the Hood, and a few other things on VHS, and he had a copy, and he let me borrow it, and fell in love with that movie. I was never the same. You smoke reds too? Yeah, those cowboy killers. Yeah, I definitely remember that box. My cousin smoked those. My cousin Ben. It was always memorable because Ben was the only black guy that I knew that smoked Marlboro Reds at that point. Because generally, most cigarette smokers that I knew generally smoked they generally smoked Newports or Camels, or if they were a woman, they may have smoked Virginia Slims. But when he smoked Marlboros, I was like, oh wow, because they smelled totally different. That secondhand smoke, and that's the thing. If you are a Gen X kid or a millennial kid, you knew the different types of secondhand smoke. That's something today's kids will never know anything about, really. Yeah, I love Tales from the Hood. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a tattoo of Clarence on my leg sleeve. He's going on my knee. Speaking of knee tattoos, do you have any of your kneecaps tattooed, Captain Spaulding? If so, what was the pain level from 1 to 10 for you? You want to see how half baked was supposed to be before they watered it down? Yeah, exact. Man, when I heard that story, Tony, about how half baked was originally gonna be, and how what we got was really watered down, bro, that killed me to know that. I was like, wow. Yeah, for real, Captain Spaulding. You want that shit? Yeah, he did awesome in that. A good 7. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. I could definitely work with a good 7. Yeah, I think he's gonna go on my knee. Like the moment when he's about to transform in the end, like before he actually transforms, when he looks like all crazy and his eyes are all bugged out. I think I'm gonna get his portrait from that moment on my knee. I love the way this was shot though. Like this one, if no matter what someone will say about this film, it was shot very nicely. And it had a pretty cool ending though. I like the ending shot of it. Very very Friday the 13th ish, as it should be. Very appropriate ending. Love that. Love that. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and stop this. Man, guys. Let's see. You'll start working on your helmet. Nice, nice. You're always welcome to come back and ride bikes, Tony. Always. Oh man, guys, it's always a pleasure. And Mondays are basically starting my week off right, guys. Like you guys just don't know how much you guys really go towards starting my week off just right. Just really doing the damn thing, hanging out with the GBG. No better time. If I watch the ads, will it help me? No. Even if you skip it, it still works because the skippable ads still count. So you're totally cool, Captain Spaulding. Like as soon as that skip comes up, press it. Yeah, because it still counts. Like as long as you get to the skip part, it still counts. So you're all good, buddy. Thanks for asking though. No problem at all, man. Brother, I will tell you, it is pennies. It is pennies, Tony, for sure. But it's a good thing that I don't do it for the money. I do it for the fun. That's why with a lot of people, they try with a lot of creators, they try to add different things to try to supplement the funding of the channel. Like what I've really learned in regards to doing YouTube, a lot of creators when they're asking for funds is really really like PBS. They're doing it to continue on with the channel expenses. So you know, if you're someone that does reviews or things of that nature, it's paying towards movie tickets, um, trips of gas, snacks, things of that nature. If you're someone like me, filling up my gas tank, or paying for a hotel if I'm traveling to a convention, if I have to pay for it, if I'm not using points or just food, So for a lot of creators, I think for a lot of us, we just want to break even or as close to even as possible. I think the likelihood of really making a lot of money is pretty slim unless you're just like James and James and Chelsea from Dead Meat, or one of the super big creators like Grim Life. Those of them that have good consistent fan base. I would say if you have probably a good 50,000 subscribers and above, you probably have enough to make a good living. There's some channels I think if you can get maybe 20,000, and if you get enough engagement, you may even be able to make the leap to full time as well. But it's still not a lot of money, especially unless you're getting like memberships, selling merch, um, Patreon, all types of extra things. So it's definitely a hustle. It's one of those things I totally found out about because when I started, it was just hobby stuff, and then eventually it got monetized, and make a pretty good amount if you can get a lot of subscribers, a lot of views. So it's a lot of fun, definitely. But I definitely try not to lose out on the fact that for me, this is purely therapeutic. I get to hang out with you guys and talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is horror movies. So I can never have enough moments to talk horror. So this is my way of being able to get thoughts off of my chest in regards to how I feel about certain movies, um, and just connect with other fans. So I'm glad that you guys are hanging out and you guys have found a home here in the Scary Sanctuary with me, and you guys vibe out with me. Spotify pays like half a cent. Yeah, exactly, man. How a lot of these streaming services get over on the creators is crazy, man. So I really like I say, guys, I really really appreciate you know every single way that you guys support. Whether it's just liking a video, whether it's sharing a link, whether it's telling your friends about the channel, whether you're sending super chats, whether you're sending in personal things to the channel, to the PO box. I mean, you guys have contributed so many different ways to the channel, and I mean, it never ceases to amaze me the way that you guys are able to support. I mean, to tell you the truth, guys, like I envisioned that this would possibly happen for the channel, but I never really thought it was gonna happen, guys. Like, I mean, you really you put out all these positive thoughts that yeah, people are gonna find my channel, people are gonna want to comment, people are gonna want to stick around and hang out and watch movies and stuff like that. But then again, you see the toxic side of the internet and you see how incredibly shitty people can be at times. And I was just hoping that I didn't catch that. And I've been very fortunate in my almost 3 years of doing this to have met you awesome people, guys. Like, you guys fulfill me in a way that is so rewarding, and I just want to continue giving back that energy to you guys, because I mean, I really look forward to this time of the week, when it's the live watch parties and hanging out with you guys. And I look forward to more opportunities to doing this. Like, I want to incorporate more live streams. I want to do more like ask me anything type live streams, or just general horror talks. So I think I'll probably will try to do at least one more live show on YouTube a week, to where it's just like just a regular horror talk where we just talk, shoot the shit, talk anything in regards to horror. I mean, we could just have like a base discussion, where it's just like our favorite horror sequels, and we'll just base the conversation around that or something, and just let it flow. And we'll probably do like a ask me anything type vibe as well, to where it's just like, hey man, we're just have a very free flowing conversation. Yeah. Sometimes you get stuck watching ads. Yeah, so I know how it can be, man. I'm sorry about that, Captain. There ain't 50,000 humans in the universe that's gonna survive, subscribe to my movie. Hey, man, that's how I was feeling, man. Hey, to tell you the truth, man, when I was starting YouTube or had visions of it, I totally thought I would be stuck on like maybe like 100 subscribers or something like that. Even after all of this time and putting in the work and everything, because you just never know how your work is going to be, received. So I try to be positive, and lo and behold, I've been met with nothing but positivity. So it's definitely been working, guys, and I'm so glad for each and every one of you guys. That's why I let you do the legwork and just come over on spaghetti nights. Hey, that all counts for a lot, Tony. We need that. Mom spaghetti, man. Hey, hope you get to make it big, brother. No lie, just doing what you love. Hey, exactly, Captain Spaulding. And it's rewarding just doing that, man. I never thought I'd make it to 2000. And I'm at like 2030 right now, like a week after, you know, getting to 2000. So The numbers are moving up. They're moving up. They're getting there. So, just got to continue, keep posting, keep hitting that publish button, and, with the continued support from you guys, because that's what really attracts other people to join, is seeing the community. That's what attracts me whenever I see other people's live streams. I see people actually, chatting in there, and they're not being combative. People are expressing different feelings on stuff. Someone can say, "Oh, I didn't like this movie," and no one's getting butthurt over it. Because we're entitled to have our opinions. It's kind of hard nowadays to find that community online to where, hey man, I can voice my opinion on this particular movie. I didn't like, you know, this particular actress on this, or I love this particular actress in that, and you can express it and not worry about some guy or somebody calling you a poser or not a real fan because you felt some type of way. Man, forget about all that, man. Life's too short for all that, man. Like what you like, don't like what you don't like, and hey, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect how I feel about the stuff that I like. I just want us to be able to come here, hang out, vibe, and just express our love for horror, man. And that's what I love about it, man. I only stuck around here for the personalities. Hey, that's right, Tony. And that's what I love, man. Everybody here has a very distinct personality, and all of you old guys add something to the GBG. The GBG wouldn't be what it was without each and every one of you all. Dongs. Yeah, exactly, man. We're not gonna stand for that over here, man. We are definitely gonna police that over here. You know, you're more than welcome to share your thoughts about stuff, and if you hated a particular movie, hey, that's cool. But don't shit on someone else because they liked the movie that you didn't like, or vice versa. You know, we're adults here. Yeah, it did end up in a horror movie, right? Yeah, you look forward to the Discord, USC Discord days. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want to do. Just bring a little bit of everything with people, man. Whether it's, hanging out, vibing, watching some UFC, watching some WWE pay per views, just whatever, guys. It's always a great excuse just to fellowship. And that's always one of my favorite things about horror conventions is, I love meeting the celebrities. I love meeting the vendors and everything, but it's meeting the friends, that you look forward to seeing every single year, and knowing that, hey, we're gonna meet up at the after party after we get our autographs, after we go get some food, or we're gonna go to dinner together and recharge and get ready to drink all night and hopefully not puke. So this is what we get to do every week, guys. So thanks so much again, guys. Yeah, I like the crybabies. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's probably because of the energy that I put out. I try not to be one of um, those creators that I see, and I kind of make fun of them. I subscribe to a lot of these creators as well, but they come off as like, let's just say there's a film that's out, and let's just say it's just bad. Let's just say it's a 2 out of 5 rated film that you would rate, or a 1.5 out of 5. They just have like this, just someone absolutely crapped in their coffee look in their face. It's like, dude, life isn't that bad. You have a community, and you're getting paid for watching movies. Whether or not you're just getting paid cents or you're getting paid a hefty amount, you're getting paid to do something that you really enjoy. And I understand showing a little bit of pizzazz in regards to showing how much you did not like something, but I think that's something that I really enjoyed about growing up in the era that I did, because we watched a lot of Siskel and Ebert, and even though like Gene Siskel hated horror films, um you know, I respected his outlook in regards to them. And he never made you feel dumb for liking horror films. You know, you just knew it wasn't his thing. Some some creatives were inspired by, and this is another creator that I love, James Rolfe from the Angry Video Game Nerd. A lot of people took his style of ranting on something that they don't like without realizing what James was doing is satire. So James is playing a character who's raging over these games that he shouldn't be raging over. He's taking it serious when he shouldn't. But a lot of people misinterpreted James' success in raging on things as to, oh, maybe I should really rage out about this thing and it's going to make me look cool. And a lot of those guys don't realize that it doesn't really make them look cool. It makes them look like whiny little nerds. And I'm putting it very nicely, you know. And it's like a lot of those guys, it almost makes you wonder, like, man, look, how any woman has shown you any attention is beyond me. But hey, even the sun shines on a dog's ass. That's my as my granddad used to say. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Let's see what someone says right here. Yeah, me myself, I'm like 93% of my body blasted. Hey, that's dope, man. I'm working at it, man. I'm gonna try to get more ink. That's for sure, man. Got to keep it green. Hey, definitely, man. I appreciate you guys' support. Captain, how much did you spend? I don't really pay. Hey, that's what's up, man. You were in jail for some of them. Hey, man, some of the that jailhouse ink comes out very nice. A lot of those guys have nothing but time to practice, which is a lot more than you can say for some of these guys in some of these shops, man, giving out some of the work that they're giving out, especially at some of the prices that they're trying to pay. Man, the tattoo industry is pretty weird right now. I'm glad that I have a pretty good artist that I trust right now. So I'm trying to at least get this next, trying to get this leg done, and then work on. I think the next thing that I want to do is start working on my back cover up. This I have this idea for this headless horseman piece that I want to get on my back to cover up all of my back. So it's going to be a cover up, and it's going to cover all of my back, I should say. You got to start an argument and say Jason X was the best Jason. Hey, you know what? A lot of people love Jason X. Jason X wasn't necessarily for me, but you know what? I really actually need to revisit Jason X. And I can admit that I really need to revisit Jason X. I never really took Jason X very seriously. I never really kind of like felt strongly one way or the other. So, I was just like, okay, well, Jason X is Jason X. It was kind of like Leprechaun in space. Whenever you reach space, or whenever like with Hellraiser, whenever you reach space, it's just like, okay, well, hell, he's in space. Where else can you go? Now working shops, yeah, exactly. Captain Spaulding. Hey, well, there's a will, there's a way, man. Yeah, the Walkman. Yeah, the Walkman. The Walkman motors for the tattoo for the tattoo machine. The Jason X figure is expensive. Oh man, I bet that looks sick though, man. Yeah, you're right, Tony. It looked just like Sci-Fi Channel. Exactly. It was just like, hey, he reached space. What else could you ask for? I'm not asking for Citizen Kane out of Jason X. But I mean, hey, Jason X gave you exactly what you need. I like Jason X way more than Jason Goes to Hell. So, I mean, I'll definitely forever always give it that. You got a Walkman tat, Captain Spaulding? Nice. I love that, man. Yeah, for real, man. You just know there's a lot of people that don't. Yeah, exactly. I was never one of those people that don't like it. I like it. Yeah, yeah, man. James was an OG for real. Yeah, exactly, Bumper. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, if you don't like the film, like, I didn't like it. It sucked or whatever. End of story. I'm not gonna debate someone about it. And if I hated a film, someone else is entitled to love it. Just wasn't for me, right? I mean, it kills me how people get into these diatribes sometimes. You have a Kane Hodder sign, Jason X mask. Oh, nice. Yeah, Troll 2 suck that. Yeah, I don't think you're going out on a limb. But the cool thing about Troll 2 is like it's that so bad it's good category, which is, pretty unique. Not too many people, reach that threshold for sure. Go outside nerd. You went to county jail once for 12 hours. Can't do it. Yeah, man. Grandmaster B. Hey, if you get a matching one, Tony, we'll do it. By the time Jason X came out, it's like, okay, they gave up. This is what we got. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's how I felt. It was just like, okay, Jason's finally reaches space. All right, cool. You got an 18. Oh, so you have an 18-inch Jason signed by Kane and Tom Morgan. Nice. Yeah, man. So it's 100 plus for the Jason X figure. And you know what? To be honest, like I really love those 18-inch figures. I really want to buy a few of them. Like I love the Freddy ones, the Michael Myers ones, the Jason. They all look pretty badass. Like I even want to get those what were they called? Were they called the Spirit of Halloween's or the Ghost of Halloween's figures? They're like 18 or 24 inches. Those are very beautiful, and they were made with like the vintage Halloween looks. But yeah, it was very nice. And by film reviewers, people like you and us, the account the song the fact. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Tony. I hope my enthusiasm and love for the genre shines through. So I'm all for that. I'm glad that you guys rock with me, and that's all that matters. I mean, that's all I wanted. Like I was like, hey, I could care less. I'm not one of those guys that needs, 100,000 subscribers and no one is actively, a part of the community or no one's really, adding something to it or, it's just people that are just, not adding anything to just a great experience. But you guys are totally the best. So I'm so glad that, you guys are, you know, the awesome, awesome members of the GBG. Let's see here. The software was doing something like super crazy on my preview, but glad that's back. Your ride music, man, just a slightly different format. Yeah, man, I'm trying to, man. Thanks so much, man. Speaking of, man, I was doing some talks about something in regards to a horror short, and I had a pretty interesting idea in mind. So definitely don't be surprised if I need some information in regards to like music, or I may need a super tall guy. So, or I may need an extremely tattooed guy. So I know a few people in the GBG that could possibly help out with that. So, guys, I'm definitely thinking of some creative things that I could possibly bring you guys in on in the future. So, I'm gonna try to work on some things, guys. Holly, give me a piece of music. Yeah, exactly. Or even if it's just a song in the background, like something that your band has worked on. I'm like, hey, man, with permission of your band, man, get one of your songs in. you know, in the background of a short or something, you know. Get you in the band some credits in the film. But yeah, man, I'm always thinking of cool things like that just to help out, you know. And I know that I have you guys to support. So, and that's the cool thing, you know. I'm thinking of it like, you know, Sam Raimi, you know. I may have these cool ideas in mind, and I'm like, hey, man, I want to get my friends and family in the GBG to help out and be a part of these things. So, hey, you never know, guys. You never know where I'm gonna call your number. You 2 months behind this next movie I'm scoring, but I got you. Hey, I feel that, man. Hey, it's all gonna work out when needed, man. But just know that's the cool thing, networking and you know just noticing the unique things that you guys could bring, you know, to the GBG, you know, creatively that I may want to do with movies or things of that sort. So I'm always going to think of creative ways to bring you guys in. All right, appreciate that, Bubba. Appreciate that, Captain. But yeah, guys, thank you so much again for hanging out with me this Monday night here on the live watch party number 34 for Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. Always a blast. You hate that it's not Tuesday? Yeah, I know, right? That's the only bad thing about Monday, that it's not Tuesday. But the good thing is, Tuesday is right here on the horizon, and we will be at disgraceful double features before you know it, travelers. But again, thank you so much for the likes, guys. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you again for the donations to Captain Spaulding's GoFundMe and for sharing the link. Guys, you know that's what we are here. We're a family. We're gonna always look out for each other, and I really thank you again for your support. I am your travel guide, Brendon, with the Horror Greenbook, signing off, telling you that it is scary in those streets. So let me know that you made it home safely, travelers. Catch you tomorrow for disgraceful double features. Have a good one, travelers.